tändare direkt, man.
Thank you. Okay, what's your name, if you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Jason Diakité, and I'm 34 years old, and I live in Malmö in Sweden, in Skåne, in the most southern part of Sweden, the most beautiful part of Sweden, and I'm a rap artist and life artist, basically.
So how long have you been an artist for?
I started writing rap lyrics when I was 14, and I'm 34 today, so it's been about 20 years, but I mean, I'd only say maybe the past 14 years it's been more or less.
But you haven't really...
The only thing I've done.
You haven't really peaked yet, have you?
No, absolutely not. I thought around maybe 55 I'd be peaking, and then for a nice slow descent to about, 75, and then I'll probably die. That'll be all good, because it'll feel like 150 years by then.
So where are we now? What are we doing?
Now we're at Mosebacke etablissement in Stockholm, which is like, I think this place is built over like an old Indian cemetery, the old Swedish Indians, because like the vibes at this particular place are just something really unique for Sweden, because every time we come here and play, it's always amazingly magical gigs that we do here. And we've been playing here for years and years and years, and in a couple of weeks they're actually closing this place for good, which makes us a little sad. So we have a gig here tonight. We had one yesterday, which was amazing, and tonight we're playing again. So yeah, I don't know. I'm a little sad, but I'm also happy.
The gig last night, it had quite a mixed crowd, like all ages, and it's always like on your shows. What do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's because I've written songs that have like some of the songs have been political, other songs have been about other stuff. I think it's appealed to people of all ages for some reason. Sometimes I feel like there should be like a lower age limit, like kids under 9 probably shouldn't listen to my music because it's probably a little too early for them. I wrote a song once called The Botten is Nådd, which is about being hungover, a very Swedish kind of phenomenon. Or, I mean, it's a universal phenomenon, but especially in Scandinavia, people are so fucking hungover, many times during the week, so everybody could pretty much relate to it. It's just that I felt it was a little difficult when like school kids were singing along to it, and basically they don't know how it feels to be hungover. So when my friend's little son asked his mom, he had just basically learned how to talk. I think he was 4. He had learned how to talk, but he had just kind of picked up on the music, and he asked his mom, "Mamma, alltså hur jävligt kan man egentligen må?" Which is like how bad can you feel, because the song is about feeling bad, So he kind of I don't know what his mom answered, but he learned an early lesson there. But no, so yeah, people I guess of all ages listen to the music.
But you write songs primarily in Swedish. Have you ever thought about doing it more English?
When I started writing songs, it was all in English, because that was the stuff we were listening to from the States that inspired us. But then somehow about 11 years ago, I kind of started writing in Swedish, and since that's the language I use every day, that's the language that I can express myself in a more fluid way, and I don't know, it was just a more direct way of touching the audience with what I'm saying. It became more here and now, doing it in Swedish, so I just kind of got stuck in that, and I write songs like, there's always a couple of songs a year that I write in English, but I can't really, my soul doesn't really come out in English. For some reason, I've tried, but I can't really express myself that well in English.
Question, so, maybe we're not allowed to ask this. Favorite songs?
Favorite songs? Oh man, that's a big question. Wow. I could say some favorite artists, like James Brown, for example, who's, of course, the godfather of all modern musical artistry, of stage shows in general. He's the fucking don of that. So I'd say James Brown is for starters. Michael Jackson, of course, who's probably the record Thriller is probably the reason why I chose to be an artist, you know, as with so many people in this world. Michael Jackson was bigger than Jesus. Prince, of course, these are all very, yeah, like, to be the run-of-the-mill, you know, names, but Prince, Michael Jackson, James Brown. I listened to a lot of hip-hop. When I grew up, it was a lot of like De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, and of course it still is. Today, it would probably be, groups I listen to today. I like stuff like D'Angelo and Erykah Badu and stuff like that. You know, appeals to my hippie soul somehow. I mean, it's like asking what your favorite things in the ocean are. I mean, music, it's just so vast with the, you know, population of the earth, what we've created musically, that it's hard to find one or two or five things that are your favorite. But, you know, anything that moves me, anything done with, anything where somebody has put their soul and their true emotions into, and where I can understand it. You know, it's not everything I understand, but where it translates to me and I can feel it. Anything that moves you is good enough for me. It could be your ass, could be your head, your heart, but, you know, preferably all three parts. But if not, you know, one of them is fine. You know, something that makes me think, something that makes me want to dance, or something that makes me sad or glad or angry. But so I guess preferably I'd be shaking my ass, thinking about something, and at the same time being angry. I don't know.
And all of that
is a weird mix of emotions. But
and all of that is gonna happen tonight.
I think so. Yeah. Playing gigs can be like playing gigs in itself can be emotional because it's such a physical. It's such a physical thing, you know. It's like playing a soccer game, you know. It's 90 minutes, or like yesterday, 120 minutes of just pure energy and adrenaline and feelings and emotions. Like afterwards, it can leave you real empty, and sometimes you cry, you know, after gigs because you're so tired, you know, and you don't really know where to go. You don't know what to do with your own body or your own, like, it takes you up real high, you know. It's the most addictive thing I've ever done, and I'm a pretty addictive personality. It's hard to stop, it's hard not to do, it's hard to not have the opportunity to do it. So even though like this summer we were supposed to be not on tour, I was supposed to be at home writing songs, we had to do a couple of gigs because I can't be away from it for too long, because I start, you know, doubting myself and thinking that, wait, maybe what am I doing, you know, what's wrong with my life? And you do a gig or two or three or 20 and then you feel good again.
So what do you do when you're not performing and writing music?
Writing songs, otherwise I work for Swedish radio. I do a show, a hip-hop radio show that I've been doing for 10 years. Then I also do another show for Swedish radio. And then I hang out with my friends, and that's about it. I try to have time to meet all my friends and my family, because I don't have too much time to do that always, so I'm always behind on the, you know, the friendship, family, loved ones account, you know. So I try to work that up to a good level, you know.
And then you're also WeActivist.
Exactly, I'm a WeActivist, and I have been since my friend Matthias from Lutru brought me to We in '99, I think it was. And we was this real small company, and, you know, I knew Gregor from way back in the skateboard days, and I was just cool to see that they were doing their own thing, and we started wearing their clothes and videos and on shows, and a few years later the brand just blew up, and now it's international, and now you have WeActivists like Ray Barbie, who was like a big inspiration to me when I was a skateboarder. I remember seeing him in a Powell Peralta film in like 91 or 92 when he did like he did a trick, like I think it was a 360 kickflip, but he moved his body 360 too. I don't know what it's called, but a real 360 kickflip, which just freaked me out. So that's one of my favorite skaters of all times. I met through I met Chris Paustras at a event in Las Vegas in 2007, which was also amazing. Jason Lee, who's maybe the most famous WeActivist, was also a really big inspiration to us when we were skateboarding. In fact, like me and my friends started listening to Sonic Youth only because Jason Lee had been in a Sonic Youth video, which was a really weird reason to listen to them. But you know, before, like I said, I'm an addictive personality. Before music, it was skateboard, and yeah, before that, it was like climbing trees. But you know, I've had to add something physical and creative to do. But what's amazing about having been a skateboarder is that, like, once you've skateboarded, you never look at a street the same way again. You always look at a street or any kind of modern construction at ground level from how skatable it is. You know, it's not quite the same thing with music, but music is also like very creative, very much in the moment kind of thing, like skateboarding is. And it's also like music is more emotional risk, where skateboarding is more a physical risk. You know, as long as there's risk involved, I want to be there. You know, but yeah.
Do you still skate now?
Every now and then, but I get a lot of shit from the skateboarders in Malmo where I live because they think I've kind of like I've abandoned it. You know, I try to tell them that I haven't skateboarded for many years, like really seriously. So like all the techniques, like I could still probably nail a 360 kickflip in 3 tries or something. That's one thing, but skating like mini ramp or even just, you know, doing stuff, falling, like my falling technique that's gone. And it's just basically like last time I skated for about 15 minutes. I was doing a pivot to fakie on a quarter pipe, and I got a hang up, fell and just hit my head. And after that, I was more like, maybe let's just sit down and have a cup of coffee or a cigarette and just watch other people skateboarding. Whereas if this was 20 years ago, I'd be up and at it again, you know. But yeah. So I'm not what I have been as far as skateboarding, definitely, but every now and then. I hope no Malmo skaters are watching this. Because they'll be like, yeah, we never see him at the skate park. But I was there once last year, you know. But, you know, once.
So is there anything else you want to say to the people watching this video?
I'm very proud to be part of WeSC, and I'm proud to have been a part of it, and through its whole kind of, from the pretty early days to what it is today, and I think it's a fantastic like collection of creative people, and yeah, We has always been good to me, and I'll always be good to We, you know. Have a nice day. Enjoy life.